Hey, there's Joe Sonic Disruptive. Album review time. Time to review the new release by Jason Bieler, called Jason Bieler, and the Baron von Bielski Orchestra, Songs for the Apocalypse. It comes out January 22nd, which is tomorrow, so I am way late doing this. The record is hard to explain, much like Jason's career. If you're not familiar with Jason Bieler, he was the guitar player, a vocalist, and the main songwriter for the band Saigon Kick, which enjoyed some success in the early 90s. They were labeled hair metal, kind of, and they never were. So it's another one of those bands that were mislabeled. So this record itself isn't far from what he's been doing for a while now, which is very quirky and very hard to put your finger on. And this album is that in spades. This is hard to explain. It's kind of has very soft edges, meaning that if you like your music square and able to fit in these boxes, this won't do it. This is more like a gumbo where you kind of put everything in it and see how it turns out. You're going to touch upon just about any musical style you can think of throughout this album, and sometimes in every song. And while it is challenging, it doesn't feel forced in any way. It feels natural, if that makes any sense. But it is, upon first listen for me, it was one of those records where I liked it, but I couldn't fully get on board. It's like that person you date for a while who's really interesting and has some really great qualities, but you're thinking to yourself, I can never marry them. This album, though, with patience and further listening and with time, this album is an album that you just may want to marry at the end of it all. Because it is beautiful, it's off-putting, it is everything in one record. Like, I'm trying to... So, there's a song like Apology. This was their first single off this record. And so beautiful. It's got a great riff. But the melody line to that chorus, and that chorus is one that once you hear it, it just sticks in your head. Like, I wake up, I swear half the mornings I wake up, and for some reason, there's that chorus in my head right as I wake up, and I'll be going throughout my day doing whatever, and I'll be humming that chorus in my head for no apparent reason, not thinking about the song at all. It's one of those kind of earworms that just gets in your head and sticks. But then you got many songs that it kind of feels like it's stuck in fourth gear. It's like you kind of want it to get out and really go crazy, and they don't. They stay in this kind of confined space of oddness. It's kind of like maybe you have little Bee Gees mixed with a little Meshuggah or something like that. It's very different, you know. You have heavy metal, sure. You have progressive rock, yeah. You have, why not throw in a little ragtime? Why not some electronica? Why not some country? Why not some big band? Why not some ska, some punk? Anything and everything you can think of, like I said before, is in this. And while something like that can be very challenging, it is also really rewarding. It's the kind of record that if you're in the mood to explore, this is a great record, because you really have no idea kind of where it's going next. But the songs themselves are very well written. A lot of harmonies, a lot of great melodies, and a lot of oddness for sure. Annalise, it's a song I love. It's weird, hard to explain, just like this whole record. Down in a Hole has a really nice groove to it. It's really cool. You even got some real cool jazz exploration on guitar in the instrumental Horror Wobbles for Hippos. No, Horror Wobbles the Hippo. Yeah, that's it. Beyond Hope is maybe the heaviest song here. It's got a great groove to it. I love that song. And yet there's a ska influence. There's a big band thing going on kind of in there. And this features the lead singer from the band Skin Dread, if you're familiar with them. Great vocal performance on this. Love that song. Alone in the World, very cool. That one has Jessica Soto on it. And it is all in all a very interesting and very enjoyable listen. And, if you feel the want to explore, give this a listen. If you're into progressive music at all, this is not listed in any way as being progressive, but it is. It is in that it takes that progressive mentality of not having any rules. And this is an album with no rules, made by a musical genius. I'm going to say that. Jason Bieler is a musical genius. If you listen to a lot of his music, he's got some crazy things going on in his head musically, and they're beautiful. So I really enjoyed this album. I don't really rate him. I'm not going to say it's 9 out of 10 or 4.5 stars. I don't know what it is, but if you're in the mood to explore and if you're in the mood for something different, give it a try, because you're going to find something you like here. I guarantee it. So that's my review. Thank you very much for watching. How come I can't talk? Thank you very much for watching. See you.